Today I'm here with Brandon Salazar, who was able to get top 16 at NAIC, which is crazy with Raging Bolt Ogerpon.
Yeah.
He was one of the few who I think got really high placements, and I'm so excited to talk today with him about the different strategies that you can use when playing your challenges and cups that are coming up, or maybe when you're deciding what to play at Worlds this year or the upcoming regionals. Who knows? Brandon, as I said, got 13th place at NAIC and has gotten multiple top 32s this season, as well as last year got second place at the Knoxville Regionals. So we're so excited to have him here. Brandon, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Brandon Salazar. I've been playing Pokemon since 2011.
Oh, wow.
And my best accomplishment was winning US Nationals in 2014. And just recently, as Ursii said, I got top 16 at NAIC with Raging Bolt.
Congratulations on that again, by the way. That's absolutely fantastic.
Thanks.
It's like the largest tournament to date yet, right? With Pokemon, is my understanding.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely crazy. So what got you playing Raging Bolt for NAIC?
So I was kind of just out of the loop for like the other decks I really wanted to play for that event. Like I didn't want to play like any of the top decks. I wasn't feeling Guardy, I wasn't feeling Charizard, I wasn't feeling Lugia, I wasn't feeling Lost Box, and I wanted to play something new. And I already had my invite before the tournament, so I kind of wanted to have fun as well. So I saw that Raging Bolt was doing really well in Japan, so I kind of caught my eye, and I started looking at a lot of lists that were doing well, noticing what cards they play, and I came up with this kind of streamlined, consistent version of the deck where I'm playing for Trekking Shoes and just a lot of cards that just help me like just go aggro turn one. And I wanted to play something aggro for the tournament because like tying is just like something that I experienced with throughout the whole season. It's just like tying is just so bad. So if I want to play a deck, I want to play a deck that could just finish 3 games. And you know it worked out. I top 16, and the funny thing about this list is I actually like did not even test it at all. Like I literally made this list at like 5 a.m. like literally before the tournament, and I kind of like theoried out like the matchups and kind of like what I expect the deck to do. So yeah, I mean there's still like a lot of work to be done as far as the list is concerned for like Worlds format. But you know, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting the top 16 at all with this deck, honestly, because I literally lost round 1. I was like, yeah, 2 more rounds until Bourbon Street. We're out of here. But like, I just kept winning games and winning games and winning games, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's so funny that you started the day off with a loss, actually. And did
Yeah.
you play a single game with it before the actual day, or
No, I theorized everything.
that's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
It's kind of a wonky list, but yeah.
Well, it played well, and I guess with the upcoming regionals format, it's going to be good not to be tying now that
Yeah.
you can't tie in.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll play Raging Bolt for Worlds? Or would you recommend it to other people? Let's say that you don't have to say what you'll play for Worlds, but do you think you'd recommend it to other people?
Honestly, it is a strong It's I wouldn't say strong, but it's like a consideration for Worlds because of like how the world structure is. It's like really bad to tie at Worlds, and I've played in a lot of Worlds where I've tied, and it's like it's the same thing as a loss. So
Oh no.
yeah, I would consider it because it's just so fast and aggressive, and you don't really have to rely on you like setting up and like kind of like having to make big brain moves with like other decks like Guardian Lost Box, and it's just kind of in your face. It's like when I was playing throughout the tournament, I found myself taking the first prize and like just setting up going second like pretty consistently, which is like nice. And I'm sitting here watching all these decks just like struggling to set up like whiffing cards that they need, like whiffing knockouts, and I'm just having fun using Bellowing Thunder. So yeah, the deck's also really fun. Like I played, I didn't think the deck was going to be like fun to play at all. I was just on the mindset of like it being like Miraidon, where it's like it's kind of like you're all in on like one attacker almost, but like with Raging Bolt, you just see a lot of cards. Like you have Trekking Shoes, you have Sada, you have Greninja, you have Ogerpons, you have PokéStop. So
That makes sense.
I would recommend it for Worlds, even though like a lot of people think that it's kind of bad for Worlds because it like doesn't have good Charizard and Guardy matchups, which I'll get into that later. But it's like the matchup's not that bad, and you're just setting up every game, so that's like the main reason to play it. Like you get to play Pokemon. So
But that's what we're all here for, so it makes sense.
yeah.
So I guess going into that, I mean, I kind of have my assumption of what the answer to this question is, but so I did one video before this with Natalie Miller. She went Gardevoir with us. She like spat out every single Pokemon and matchup going first or second. So I'm gonna challenge you the same thing. When you go first, do you go first or second with this deck, and against which decks do you go first or second?
I think I like in the tournament. I literally went second versus everything, like everything. Like I don't think like I was trying to think about this before the tournament. Like do I want to go first against any deck in the format right now with this? And I'm like thinking about it more and more. I'm like it could be good to go first against like Lugia, but then you're giving them a turn to like get to Lugia down and use Read to win and set up. Like I think overall, like I blind second every matchup, and as I test the deck more and more, like after NAIC, I just think going second overall is just better because like taking the first knockout is so important in so many matchups.
Do you want to mention any of the cards here? You said Squawkabilly is a huge liability, but obviously it's in the list. And is there anything you might want to change to increase the reliability, consistency that you really enjoyed with this deck?
As far as the list is concerned, I would definitely cut the Sandy Shocks. That card, the EX.
The big one.
Yeah, I like barely used it, and like the reason why I had it in my list was because I just wanted another Pokemon to use Vitality with, Sada's Vitality. And I didn't want to play Super Rod because I thought that card was just mid because I don't know, it just didn't like it didn't really like combo well with the deck, and it didn't make sense to get more Raging Bolts. Like I think having the 4 Raging Bolts and then like having the Heavy Ball in case you prize one was fine. So I thought like playing the Sandy Shocks to give me like a little bit more utility in like certain matchups, but like in actuality it didn't. So I would probably cut that for Iron Bundle. I kind of missed Iron Bundle throughout the whole tournament, and I kind of wish I played that over the Sandy Shocks. It's just like a good, like it's like not like a guaranteed gust that wins you like some games like Pokemon Catcher, but it's just like there for when your opponent has like slow starts. Like if like a Lugia player like only has one Lugia in play and then they just pass and then you're able to like bundle knock that out. It just makes for like efficient boards for when your opponent starts bad. So I would try the bundle, and then I would still keep Squawkabilly. I think Squawkabilly is really good, but I could see toying around with some of the cards in the deck, like the Lost Vacuum might not be needed if Guardy is not going to be as popular as it was at NAIC. Because I knew like going into NAIC, I knew that a lot of the good players were going to play Guardy, so that's why I put the Vacuum in. But I think you could cut the Vacuum for something else if you want to play, maybe like a third Switch Cart, maybe, or like if you wanted to play like more consistency, like a fourth Pokégear, or a third PokéStop, maybe a third catcher if you're insane, and, like flipping. And as far as like going into Worlds, there's like a lot of cards you could play in the deck, like Defense and Dippity, that lets you draw 3, which I think combos well with like the Ogerpons. and like
Okay.
you could kind of choose when to bench it, which makes it really good. Like if your opponent like knocks out a Raging Bolt, then you could just like bench it, draw 3, and then kind of like snowball from there. And then another card that I kind of want to try that I haven't tested yet is Night Stretcher. It's like you get a Pokemon or an energy, and I think that card just combos so well with like decks that play Pokestop because you can get it off Pokestop, and then if you Pokestop like a Raging Bolt or like an Ogerpon, then you can use the Night Stretcher to get like the Ogerpon, which is really good.
That's really
as
cool.
As far as like advancing your board, I could see maybe like cutting a Grass Energy for like another tech card. I could see putting in Bravery Charms back in if to have like an edge against the Charizard matchup, and then maybe I'll start testing the deck with Ultra Balls, but like the reason why I didn't play Ultra Ball because like I just found that it creates like bad card advantage with the deck because like the whole idea, like Ogerpon, you can attach a grass and draw 1, and then if you're having to like Ultra Ball, then you and only getting like an Ogerpon, you're not gaining card advantage from doing that. So I'd rather just naturally find Ogerpons off of stuff like Trekking Shoes or like Nest Ball and like the Heavy Ball. So that's why I didn't play Ultra Ball, but I could see maybe if people like Ultra Ball. Like Ultra Ball is only good if you're opening Sada in your hand, but you don't know that until you play the game.
Yeah.
So, I could see testing Ultra Balls out as well. But as far as like other things, I would consider probably like, I mean that's about it. Maybe like the things I said.
Okay. Well, you mentioned that a lot of people think there's not a really great matchup against Gardevoir and Charizard. How do you play the game against Gardevoir? When you say that you think the matchup's not as bad.
Going second is a big part of it, and they usually take like 2 turns to like establish a board because they have to use Evo to get Curlias out, and your deck usually takes the first 2 if you go second. If you're able to find Sada, turn 1, and from there you just they either like try to do something cheeky with like a Guardi EX play where they try to knock out an Ogerpon with Munkidori damage, or they kind of just have to go all in with Drifloon, and I think that route is better because Drifloon's a 1-prizer, but I play a Lost Vacuum, and as long as you can find Lost Vacuum the turn that they use Drifloon, then KO the Guardi the next turn, you're down to 1 prize. And the deck's like surprisingly not that prone to disruption because like you have like just so much gas in your deck for the late game. Like if you save your energy retrievals and if you save like the energies you attach and if you save like certain cards like Pokégears for like the end game, like you're able to draw out of Ionos and unfair stamps pretty frequently, and you only really need like 1 card, which is Sada, to like bail you out. But I think the matchup, a lot of people say that it's like very like unfavorable, and it's usually because a lot of the Raging Bolt decks that I've seen play Ultra Ball. I don't play Ultra Ball, which is crazy because Ultra Ball seem good in this deck because you're discarding energy, but when you're forced to play so much Ultra Ball in your deck, you kind of have to rely on Squawkabilly a lot more. And actually, throughout like all my games I've been playing at NAIC, like I barely bench Squawkabilly.
So what about the Charizard then? Because that seems iffy to me, at least. Is it a similar to the Charizard, or?
It kind of is. One thing I was expecting going into NAIC was I wasn't expecting a lot of. It's not Charizard that's the main problem. It's Radiant Charizard. So like, Charizard is like a slightly harder matchup because of Radiant Zard because they usually can have a board of 1-prizers at the end of the game if they like Turo their Pidgeot and have like Libero in play as like a supplement draw engine to, and then while you're at 2 prizes you can't take a 2-prize knockout, and the Radiant Zard is able to help with that. But Charizard wasn't really that popular for NAIC, and I was kind of banking on that because of like all the Dragapult hype. And as far as the matchup is concerned, I would see like as it gets more popular going into Worlds, I could see maybe putting in Bravery Charms so that you're more resilient to the Radiant Zard. and just Charizard EX in general. But as far as the matchup goes with like this kind of like version of the list, killing Pidgeot early is really good because that's kind of like the deck's whole draw engine. And if you go second against Charizard and they're like forced to bench Rotom turn 1, then you can easily knock out the Rotom and then go down to 2, and then attacking with Ogerpon is also good in that matchup too because Charizard's weak to grass.
Oh yeah, I'm so dumb. That's true.
Yeah.
So when I had mentioned that I was actually going to be doing this interview, somebody brought up Lost Box as an iffy matchup for you. But it sounds like you think Charizard and Gardevoir might be worse, or what do you think with the Lost Box matchup?
So before like going into the tournament, I thought Lost Box was actually like kind of a bad matchup, but I beat 5 of them.
Oh
like
no!
In the tournament. Yeah.
Oh god.
Which is pretty crazy because like in my mind they play Blood Moon or Ursaluna, so like that card just trades so well into like the deck itself because of like the damage it does. Like if you go second and you take the first knockout, and then they have to respond with and if they respond with a Blood Moon with double gate knockout on your Raging Bolt, it's like you already lose the prize trade from there. But if they like fumble, if they like have like a bad turn when they get like only like 2 cards in the loss zone, and then they have to like respond to you with like a Cramorant attack, then you're able to take that next knockout and then be fine. So like yeah, going second is a big part of that matchup as well. It's a big part of like every matchup with Raging Bolt because you always want to take the first prize. But and like a perfect world, if they're able to chain Blood Moon or Ursaluna after you Iono them twice, because you can Iono twice with Iono, then you Pal Pad Iono, and then Iono them again. And it's kind of hard to like draw all at once with Lost Box, like go into double gate, then knockout, and then off your Iono they have to get the Ursaluna back into the deck, and then they have to put it back in play, draw a Mirage Gate, and then draw Energy Attachment while like not having to like lost in a Mirage Gate or like prize a Mirage Gate. So I found the matchup to be like fine in a weird way because like I thought the matchup was actually a lot worse than it seemed, but like part of it is because like my deck like kind of sets up better than Lost Box decks because of like the support that I have like with the Ogerpon and Trekking Shoes. Like I'm able to play Trekking Shoes, they can't play Trekking Shoes, so that card's just broken. But
yeah, it's just draw next. And
yeah,
next.
it just yeah, the card's broken. But if you take the first 2 and then you're able to Iono when they use Blood Moon, then that's fine. And them using Blood Moon doesn't matter because you're going to be taking 2 prizes on the Blood Moon, and then they have to respond with another Blood Moon and just hope you whiff. But your deck never whiffs because your deck's just consistent as heck.
So how do you feel about the mirror then?
The mirror is, I don't know. I had this debate with someone about them going first in the mirror, just because like you're able to set up and like like kind of play for like a late game with Iono. But I think it's like if you go second, like and if you take the first 2, it's I think there's just like no coming back from that because like you're able to follow up with 2/2/2 like immediately, and that goes for like Miraidon as well. So like if you're and this is like a matchup where it's like fine to bench Squawkabilly because like you just want to go all in on taking the first 2.
So I guess my next one is Lugia. How do you feel about the Lugia mirror? Not mirror, Lugia matchup.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of bad too, and I know I sound like a broken record, but like going second is really good in that matchup. Like if they go first and they're able to get like 2 Lugias down, and then they don't have and if they don't have to bench like Lumineon to set up or like another 2 prizer, then it can get kind of bad. But I think the Lugias that I've beat in the tournament, I went second and I like knocked out their like only Lugia turn 1, and the thing with Lugia, like it's like inconsistent. So they rely on Aroma to like get Lugias down.
Okay, let's start it up. I feel like we're just gonna like start Squawkabilly every single game now, by the way.
Nah.
That's like my fear when it comes to this Pokemon.
Starting Squawkabilly is not too bad. If you can motivate.
No.
I don't think I motivated in the tournament, but there's like scenarios where motivating could be like an optimal play to like get a Raging Bolt set up.
Wait, what is his attack? I don't even know what his attack is.
It does 20, and then you put up 2 energies from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon.
Oh.
So it powers up a Raging Bolt. If you're able to get energies in the discard, that is.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming we're starting Raging Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah, this hand's pretty good. I think it's Dragonfly. So you're going first. I would Heavy Ball. Just see what you have priced before you do anything else.
We have Baby Sandy Shocks to get. Grass Energy, Vessel, one of the fighting energies. And I guess 2 Grass Energies.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can just take the Sandy Shocks.
Okay.
And then Trekking Shoes.
Yes, goes
Yeah.
directly to hand.
You can discard the Pal Pad.
Okay.
I don't think you need it.
PokéStop.
Yeah, I'd PokéStop.
Wait, do I Nest Ball first or PokéStop first?
I would PokéStop first.
Oh. We got an Electric Energy in the discard. Let's go.
Yeah.
Not that it matters this turn.
Yeah. I would Nest Ball for Ogerpon probably.
Okay.
And then just Teal Dance.
I love this card. I liked the art for the Ogerpons, if I'm being honest. I know a lot of people disliked them, but should I hand attach here or like?
Yeah, just hand attach the fighting and then just chill.
Then in turn.
Yeah, people are going crazy because like Ogerpons were like $15 before like the tournament like started.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were pretty expensive.
I wonder what decks they played him in.
Regidrago, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Regidrago's a cool one.
Yeah.
I wonder if one day I'll have to ask, well, what do you do with Raging Bolt against Regidrago?
Mm-mm.
We'll see. Okay, so it's the Charmander Dragapult.
Okay.
Rotom is played.
Pretty good. You can knock out the Rotom next turn. This is probably the list that Tord played. With the Dragon Bolt, Charizard, and Pidgeot.
Yeah. Be starring. I wonder if we'll see a fortress. Watch me not even be pronouncing this like Pokemon card's name right. I'm really bad about that.
Dragapult, Charizard, Pidgeot, Fortress, Bibarel.
Sounds OP. Honestly.
Yeah.
Truly OP.
Okay. So I think we want to knock out the Rotom this turn.
Okay.
If we can. So I think we should Nest Ball for Greninja.
Greninja? Okay.
Yeah. And then you can might need the Sandy Shocks in case you want to attack with a one prizer into the
Okay.
Dreepy. So I would Vessel the Pokégear, and then just get a grass and I guess your discard.
We have one electric already in the discard.
Yeah, and then probably yeah for fighting.
Fighting? Okay.
Yeah, because you could Sada into the Sandy Shocks.
Makes sense.
So I would Teal Dance first.
Dance?
Yeah. All right. Can steal the fighting.
Fight. Hmm.
Um.
Are we Pokestoppers?
Yeah. Pokestop's fine.
Wait, really? Oh god, I'm scared. This thing scares me if I'm being honest. I've never done good Pokestops. It's just not in my wheelhouse. Bye bye, Sada.
Pretty good. You get another Ogerpon out.
And then Teal Mask with that, I assume.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have 0 games with Squawkabilly. It's not a good card. Okay.
Another Sada. Check the Pokégear.
Pokégear? Okay.
See if you hit boss. Because now you have the retrieval, you could hit the boss and then knock out the Rotom, but no.
It hates
That's
us.
fine. Probably, yeah, bench Sandy Shocks then, Sada. Fighting Lightning.
There's the boss.
Okay. So I would just switch cart with and then take the knockout to Sandy Shocks, just so he doesn't have the chance to take the knockout back on you with the Charizard. So attacking with Sandy Shocks here is fine.
Okay.
And then next turn you can boss the Pidgeot if he gets that set up.
Makes sense.
Kind of depends on what he does next turn.
There's so many energies inactive already. Not inactive, on the board.
Yeah. And then yeah, in this matchup you don't really need Raging Bolt that much.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could just attack with Ogerpon onto the Charizards.
True.
You only need the Raging Bolt to knock out the Pidgeot.
Okay. That makes sense. I think that means he does not have what he wants. Just
Yeah,
gonna
popping for
guess.
Cleffa.
Okay, I don't know. Bad, bye bye boss.
Yeah. That Cleffa card's so funny. That card has like 10 different arts.
It's so cute, look at it!
It is, but why is that? Okay, it just concedes.
We won!
So, yeah. That's good. So I mean that's what happens. Like usually just your opponent bricks and they don't get what they get. And then you're just better.
And Raging Bolt's the best. The burnt toast.
The burnt toast. And like I guess one thing I was struggling with throughout the tournament was like finding Pokemon kinda, so I could kinda see why people play Ultra Ball, but
I mean, Nest Ball is the same thing.
yeah. And Heavy Ball is like the 5th next ball. I was playing the bug catching set for like a little bit, and I was like, wow, this card is like bad. It's not a bad card, it's just bad in this deck because like it's just like I don't really find much off of it.
Is there ever a world where you play like Arvin to like find like the Nest Ball or whatnot? Because even Nest Ball then like finds you bundle.
I don't think so. Sada's just too important.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going first. I would probably Pokestop first.
Pokestop first? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't trust Pokestop. Oh! All
Okay.
3?
That's a lot of good cards.
Huh.
I would Vessel the Lightning.
Lightning?
Yeah, and then get probably Fighting Lightning.
Lightning.
Just so you get energy in a discard for Sada, in case you get Iono'd.
Not fully sure, but nothing really bad seems surprised.
Okay.
Maybe boss is surprised actually, I'm not sure.
And then you could play Trekking Shoes. You could probably find like an Ogerpon to get energy on. No. I don't want that. Okay, another Raging Bolt's pretty good. Yeah, bench that. And then probably attach the fighting to the active and then pass.
If we were going second, we got the knockout? Almost, kind of, I think.
Yeah, it would depend on what we draw off Sada, but yeah. I wonder why I wonder why everyone's playing Miraidon today.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Maybe it's just Miraidon day.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like a challenge on life that like benefits Miraidon, or like makes it easier with Miraidon.
Maybe. It's Wednesday, Miraidon Wednesdays. Flip the M upside down. It's a W.
We're Rhydon.
Rhydon, yeah, it's Rhydon Wednesdays.
So like most of us do play the Zapdos Vitality Man now, I guess, for Raging Bolt, but
that's rough though. Wait, he's Squawkabilly. Electric generates. Does it even actually generate to on the bench though? Is max like 160? 170?
think of Iron Hands, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that. So I would Vessel the
Vessel.
Lightning, right? Because you have a Fighting in the discard.
We have Lightning
you have a
in the
Lightning.
discard.
I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, Vessel and Lightning's fine. And then you can Sada. Probably get Fighting Grass. Yeah, seems fine.
Okay.
And then just Sada the Lightnings to the Raging Bolts. Alright. Bench the Ogerpons. Draw some cards. Teal Dance.
One Teal Dance? Another Teal Dance? Or
Yeah. And then you can Nest Ball for a third Ogerpon. Good answer to that. Just get all your energy in play.
that makes sense.
And then Fighting to the Raging Bolt. And then take the knockout.
What should I discard for when we're doing this? The grass?
Yeah, the grass energies for sure. And then probably the Fighting off the active.
Fighting off the active, okay.
Yeah.
That's 240, or should be. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
fingers
280.
crossed. Oh, it's 280? Oh yeah, 70. 70s. I knew this. Haha.
Yeah. So the thing with Raging Bolt, so when you discard the energy, when like making that choice, you want to keep at least one energy on each Raging Bolt, so that they don't have the option to gust one, and then take a knockout on that one. Because if you don't have a Raging Bolt, if you don't have two Raging Bolts with two energies, then you're kind of forced to find Sada on the next turn, which is fine if you have it in hand or summon your deck for when they Iono you, but having one on each Raging Bolt makes it so that you can play like an Iono or like a boss for that next turn.
Okay.
Just something to keep in mind.
That makes sense.
But yeah.
Let's go! We're the best!
Yeah. I don't know about that Iron Hands play, but we'll take it.
Take it, we'll take it. Perfect. Yeah, I guess that's where we will end here. Thank you so much, Brandon, for teaching us Raging Bolt today. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we sign off, Brandon?
Raging Bolt still good for Worlds. Don't listen to the haters. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on and helping us learn Raging Bolt today. As Brandon said, obviously, like, don't listen to haters. Raging Bolt kicks some butt.
Yeah.
And everyone who watched, thank you so much for watching here today. Thank you so much, Brandon. And if you guys can like, subscribe, maybe mention what type of deck you want to see next, or any questions you have for Brandon, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye! So what I'm hearing here is consistency is king, and that's all we care about here.